Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Monster Candy Podcast. That's a perfect impersonation of the Godzilla roar.
Oh, I was doing Shotzi Blackheart.
That's also a good, perfect impersonation of Shotzi Blackheart.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool, man.
What's up, everyone? My name is Dominic. I'm here with Screamin' E.
Yo, what's up, motherfuckers?
Unfortunately, we don't have Shotzi Blackheart. She's off being a rock star wrestler on tour. So it's just us today. And today, we're doing one of those shortened sausage party episodes of Monster Candy Podcast.
Tip to tip.
And this week, we are tackling, that's right, Godzilla, King of Monsters. King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters.
King of balls. Monster balls.
King of the Monster Balls. How have you been, E? How are you?
Doing all right.
Good to see you. It's been a
good
minute.
to see you. Everyone's been busy, man.
Yeah, none of us have been around. Everyone's been asking where the episodes are, and
Well, they're about to find out.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's either me and you are here, or me and Shotzi are here.
Right.
You know, one day we'll get us all together.
One day we'll be all together again. This movie was directed by Michael Dougherty, who you might know of as being the director behind Trick or Treat
And those
Krampus.
snuff films, right?
The snuff films? I didn't say. I mean,
Oh,
no.
I thought he did some snuff films.
Did he do some snuff films?
I don't know.
I don't know if that would end up on the IMDb.
Maybe I'm just hoping he did. I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so. Dead Time Stories, the TV short, Trick or Treat, Krampus, Godzilla, King of All Monsters. King of the Monsters. See, I was almost giving. I keep getting the title wrong because I keep thinking of Destroy All Monsters.
Oh yeah,
you know. But
just as long as there's monsters, no one gives a fuck.
I actually like this guy a lot because I like Trick or Treat and I like Krampus. I like his work. I'm down. He also did Superman Returns in 2006. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. He did the screen. Yeah. He did the screenplay at least. Either way, he did this latest Godzilla movie, which is the third entrance to the third chapter of the American MONSTERVERSE.
The MONSTERVERSE.
Yeah, started with Godzilla in 2014. Also led into Kong.
Skull Island.
Yeah, Kong Skull Island.
Head Island.
That was the second one,
Skull Head Island.
And now we're at Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So, where do we start?
Well, I don't know.
Here, I'll say this.
Wait, I'll start.
Okay.
Because me and Shotzi saw it. She fell asleep.
She fell asleep. She fell asleep?
She fell asleep during it.
That girl wrestles too much. She wrestles and travels too much.
But I'll tell you. I'll let you know why. Go.
Okay, well, let me sum up for those of you listening that haven't seen it yet, which God knows why you're listening to this. Usually you guys don't until you've seen it. But this is the news story follows the heroic efforts of the cryptozoological agency Monarch and as its members face off against a battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. When these ancient super species thought to be myths rise again, they vie for supremacy, leaving humanity's very existence hanging in the balance. Alright, look, here's the thing. I decided that when I went to see this, I wanted to see monsters break shit. And one of my big complaints from 2014's Godzilla is they would literally cut away from the monsters to tell a story about a soldier trying to get back to his family. And while I appreciate the need for humans to provide scale and some sort of driving story and sort of communication, I am one of those people that just want to see monsters. and I don't really care about people. One of the complaints about this movie is the opposite, that it was all monsters, and that the plot that existed for the humans were thin and weird and kind of silly. Yeah, a little, but honestly, let's start with a really good compliment. The monsters look awesome.
Monsters are cool.
Monsters are really cool.
Mothra, what a cutie. She's a fucking cutie.
Mothra was awesome in this movie. Did you notice that her wings were modeled, the design on her wings looked like Godzilla's eyes?
I did not.
No.
No.
They're supposed to show the connection between them. And she's referred to as the queen of all monsters.
Yes.
So Mothra fans...
I don't know how that works in the sack. It's a little weird.
I don't know.
I don't understand. I don't know how the moth's sexual reproductive organs work in general.
Mothra got the most updated look.
Yes.
But I thought it was all for good. Like,
yeah.
She looked better.
Yeah.
Wow.
My complaint was there's still too many people. This movie's 2.5 hours fucking long.
There's still too many, just too many for you.
That whole plot, like, sure, it was thin.
Well, the villain was weird.
Kind of. It was, but here's my biggest complaint, which part of the reason why Shotzi fucking zonked out. What the fuck was going on? The whole movie, I'm like, wait, are these people the same people from the first one? Because that guy looks a lot older than the... Is he grown up now? Was he the kid? Because that's not the same dad. I thought the dad died.
It wasn't the same people.
No, it wasn't. I found that out after. I'm like, no, it's not the same fucking... So the whole movie, I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
They couldn't get, what's their names because of the two lead actors, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Right.
Because they were otherwise occupied.
Yeah, but... So the whole, like... I actually think the whole plot was a little too involved. Way too involved.
You think they still do too much?
Yeah.
Too many humans.
With the chick, and she's like...
Godzilla, too many humans.
Like, simple. Could have been, weird evil monarch guy gets the machine to talk to monsters to wake up, blah, 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 and do something evil with it. That's all.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of overcomplication. I didn't mind the twist, but at the same time, it did feel like, there was a little... It was all just a little too... Like, there wasn't enough time to develop the complicated story they were trying to develop.
Well,
they just needed to embrace the broad strokes of, like, they developed this machine that they think can communicate, and then that gets stolen, and some people get kidnapped, and then the monsters are up, and then they're trying to deal with what's going to happen, and everybody's scrambling.
But then you got fucking Conjuring lady, like, I want to be like Thanos and, like, fuck everything up and kind of start over and blah, blah, blah. You're like,
it was
what?
a very Thanos character,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm like, what the fuck? I don't care about this shit. Just more fucking monsters and stop all this dumb, stupid plot bullshit because I don't fucking care. And it's 2.5 hours long. At that point, I'm like, all right, it's already an hour and 45 minutes. I don't give a fuck. I stopped caring an hour ago. You stopped caring an hour ago, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
You just didn't matter. It didn't matter to you.
Yeah, so that's my, like, the biggest complaint. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think maybe that's it, is that they just kind of up and run with this, and I think perhaps the problem is, they're trying to squeeze in this, like, environmental story. They're trying to give everybody, like, their reasons, but in the end, it's just sort of like nobody.
You just want to see some kaiju monsters fuck shit up.
I don't know. Critics care. Critics seem to talk.
Critics are stupid, so fuck them. Coming from movie critics,
reviewing.
Yeah,
we're essentially being movie critics. Yeah, fuck us.
Yeah,
but no, honestly,
fuck us in the
I
A's.
feel like, okay, overall, I wanted to see monsters. I saw some great monsters. This movie is fun as hell. It is a 1950s style monster fucking crazy bash, but it's a lot. I don't disagree with the critics about the story being a little thin on the human side, but I mean, God, it's like, I don't know, it was a lot more what I wanted than 2014's Godzilla.
100%. And Millie Bobby Brown, what the fuck did she matter in this movie?
No, honestly, it does feel like her character's just sort of tagged in there.
They're like, oh, let's try and bank on this Stranger Things fucking...
Yeah, this is her movie debut.
Yeah.
Like, she's never been in a
I mean, not that
film.
she was all she was
No,
all right.
she did a great
yeah.
job as
But
far
she
as
just
acting.
didn't
She's
matter.
a great actress.
Side-
But she didn't matter, no. her
Side
character
note,
didn't
again, I can't remember if I've ever mentioned this, but I just found out that the Memphis Murder Men,
matter. Your band.
when we did the movie, I Believe in Unicorns, the star of that movie was the sister chick in Stranger Things.
Oh, the older sister that's dating
Steve.
the love interest. Yeah,
Yeah.
the love interest. What's her name? I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
Where is she? Natalia Dreyer. She plays Nancy.
Yeah,
So Nancy was the star of the film that your band was in.
right. I had no idea until now, and that was like 7 years ago.
Huh.
So
That's
I was
awesome.
like, what? I mean, yeah, you guys should go check that movie out. It's awesome. Super rad.
Are we going to do an episode on that movie?
I don't know. I've never watched it. I've only watched our part.
You only watched your part.
Yeah, I'm like, that's enough for me. Thanks.
It could be a great movie.
Could be. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my 6 degrees of separation from Stranger Things.
I do love Stranger Things. That's actually 1 degree separation. from
Yeah,
me and Stranger
yeah.
Things. I do love Stranger Things. I love both seasons. And
Me too.
I'm a fan of Millie Bobby Brown. I think she's a great young actress.
Yes.
I think all the actors from that series, I'm interested in following where they go next. She did a great job in this movie with her part, but I have to agree with E. She was sort of not important. I think it was supposed to. I mean, her whole reason was to give an excuse for the male lead, Kyle Chandler, playing Mark Russell, a reason why he cares and is chasing after his ex-wife, Dr. Emma Russell, who is now
yeah.
doing her thing. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. I will say, though, there are some things in this movie that I didn't catch because it was going by so fast at a clip. I didn't
It's
catch
so
that
dark.
there was twins in this movie. They did do a reference to the Mothra twins.
Right. Me and Shotzi actually were like, where are the twins at?
Shobi Jin, did you notice that they
No.
were? Okay, so they are in there.
Oh.
It's Dr. Eileen Chen and Dr. Ling, who are twins, and they're both played by the actress Ziyi Zhang. And I didn't know that she was 2 different characters, other than the fact that she kept popping in 2 different areas, and I was like, wait, how'd she get there?
Yeah, I had no idea.
And I didn't fall asleep, but
No.
I saw the
I was
actress
awake.
show up with a different
Right.
hairstyle, but I was like, wait, what's going on? Where's that actress? Where's she supposed to be? But apparently that's the reference, and I guess there was going to be a scene, because there was going to be a scene at the end, but they threw it out, where the twins walk in, the adult twins walk in
That would have
to
made
a new temple, because it's mentioned in the credits that there's a new Mothra egg, and they would find 2 young girl twins singing to it. So that was supposed to reference that, but I was like, dude, I didn't even get that there were twins. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
I missed that.
they should have been 4 inches tall
Well,
and
maybe,
aliens or Mother Earth or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. Maybe okay. If you're listening to this and you watched it and you're like, dude, it was so obvious because so and so, and I was like, but I do not remember a time when they're like, this is Dr. So-and-so and her sister Dr. So-and-so. They're twins, and they've been helping us with the Mothra
Dude,
thing.
I
don't remember
stopped
them
paying attention to the fucking story.
of humans. You were just like, whatever.
Like 40 minutes in, I'm like,
But the fights.
the monster's great. I just wish it would have been more in the daylight. Like actual daylight, so you could see it instead of fucking like.
Well, that's the style
Everything
now. I
started-
think that's how they try and save a little bit of money. They go dark, you know?
I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, man, it'd be sweet to actually see a lot of this shit better. But yeah, it was.
You know who else fell asleep at this movie? Charles Dance. He fell asleep. Alan Jonah. You guys would remember him from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
He plays the father Lannister. He fully admits that he fell asleep at the premiere.
Yeah.
He's a busy
I
guy.
mean,
I didn't fall asleep. I thought this movie was awesome as shit. As far as like, you know, monster movies, but
yeah.
it was like, I gotta say, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could nitpick some stuff out of it, but
Yes, come to the dark side, Dominic.
no, I mean it's like it's fun though. I mean I like that they stuck with the old designs. Apparently, looking into the research for this movie, they really considered. If you look at all the designs, they were really tempted to make these monsters look completely different and new.
That would have been dumb.
But they continually just came back to bringing them back to something that looked more like the old school way, and
Yes.
it really does feel like a love note. They mixed in both the 2014 Roar, which wasn't bad, but then they mixed in the original Roar back into it. So his Roar now is a combination of those two, which I thought is the right way to do it.
Or just use the old one because the old
honestly,
one's awesome.
This is a crowd pleasing kind of. This is a love letter to Godzilla, and it's a love letter to Godzilla fans.
They're getting better.
They're getting better.
Still too long. 2.5 hours, dude. That's a long fucking time.
That is a long movie, but there's a lot to tell in here. They're running around. There's so many monsters running around. I would recommend checking it out. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of things. You know what I didn't like? All the crappy covers. And like my band just did 2 covers for comps, and it's like I'm sure somebody's gonna go, "What's this crappy ass cover?" I mean, we tried to make it distinctive and different, but I feel like in some of these movies, it's like, dude, just if you want the song,
Just use the song.
use the song. Like
Yeah.
seriously, just use the song.
Yeah.
I mean, Wave of
Just
Mutilation. Just use Wave of Mutilation.
dish out the money it's gonna cost to use the song.
Nobody's gonna be bummed if you use the original.
A la Pet Cemetery.
Unless you're gonna really change the way you're making it creepy or doing some big change or slowing it down. Like, I mean, even in Us though, they used that I Got 5 on it and they kind of remixed it, but it's still the original
Still the song.
Yeah, they didn't get somebody else to come in and do a new version. Anyway, but shit, man. If you like the monster movies, even if you don't know them, I mean, you don't need the previous movies, but it references 2014 Godzilla a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why in the beginning, when they flash back to the family, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't remember that in the first one.
Yeah, I
And
wasn't
then-
confused in the sense of I got it that they were just there, they witnessed it, shit went down, and they lost somebody. I got that. I felt it, but it was like, okay. You know, I think that there was a couple missteps in how they presented certain stuff. Like I said, I didn't know there were twins in this movie at all. I just kept seeing that actress pop up in the background. I was like, dude, this bitch is everywhere. But I didn't catch that. I should have. Maybe I missed a line. I'm usually really observant, but maybe I missed it.
No, I didn't know. Neither of us knew either. So all three of us had completely missed the fact that there were twins.
And I think that's great. There was a lot of really cool touches. Like if you look at the brain scans of Ghidorah, King Ghidorah in the movie, you find out that each of his 3 heads have separate intelligences, but the middle head is the main alpha that's smarter than the other 2 and leads it. So they are all separate. I mean, it's just little interesting touches that they really tried. Like, they even explain that in the credits they talk about another Mothra egg being found, and they explain that there is literally a time gap between where she's searching for Mothra is searching for Godzilla, and then Mothra joins the battle because apparently she went off and laid an egg and then showed up. I appreciate that kind of thought. However, I would appreciate it more if you figured out a way to show it in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, or give some sort of sign. At 2.5 hours, it feels like you had enough time to do stuff like that. So I'm a little surprised that things got cut out, like introducing me to twins or referencing how Ghidorah's brain works.
And you have to do a better job of fucking referencing the twins if you're going to do it in a completely different way. Because they're a huge part.
Right.
Like, there's little
Mothra's
fucking...
No, I like the reference. I mean, I like including it. Just include it.
But
like,
you have to do a better job. Like, oh hey, so here's the nod to this. If it's not going to be like, oh hey, we have these 2 little mystical twins. Like, if it's not gonna be obvious, like this is what we're doing.
No, it would have been nice to see. I don't know how I missed it. I'm confused if I missed something because I didn't know there were twins at all in this movie, and apparently they're like, she's literally like the 5th actress listed down. Like, she's all over this movie as 2 different characters, and I didn't realize she was 2 different characters. So that seems weird to me. You know, I would have loved if we showed up in the Mothra section where they're waiting for that egg to hatch, like in the control room,
twins.
and there's 2 twins there, and then I would have been like, oh shit, I get what they're doing, but they didn't do that.
No.
It's like, and then why not just cast 2 actresses that are actually identical twins? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But it was. I also found out like little things, like I guess Bradley Whitford plays Dr. Rick Stanton. Bradley Whitford was in Cabin in the Woods as one of the controllers. He's been in a ton of stuff. But anyway, he plays Dr. Rick Stanton, who's supposedly based on Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, but I didn't catch that at all, other than the fact that he had white hair and he was talking a little bit of shit, but I didn't feel like he was Rick Sanchez.
At all.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of thought put into this movie that I don't know completely translated to be obvious, but when it comes down to what I don't have complaints about is Godzilla, there's so many monsters in this. It's so sick. That part's perfect. That's like totally awesome.
Rick doesn't care about anything. That
Yeah,
doctor
I mean,
kind
it's
of did
loosely
about
based, I
some
guess,
shit.
but it's like I don't even know why they bothered to say that because it just
Because they're
didn't make
fucking
sense.
dumb.
But you know, another cool thing, I got excited and I told E about this before we recorded the podcast. I saw a statue of Pazuzu in the underground city, the Hollow Earth civilization, that kind of where Godzilla hides. It's his home.
Where he's recharging.
And I was like, oh shit. I thought I saw it, and then it was gone, and then I confirmed that it was actually there.
See, I didn't. Like I said, by that time I was starting to get restless. Like, fucking movie, come on, hurry up! Like, it's too long already.
See, I guess I didn't feel that. Like, I was just sort of like, oh yeah, monster fight. You know, I was really into the
I was
monster
into that,
fights.
but man, come on.
Yeah, I mean, and everything just seemed to build towards that, so I was super into it. I guess so I don't know. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things explained that's not completely doesn't translate super well, but I definitely think the movie's worth watching.
Yes.
It's super fun, and I'd like to see more monster movies, and I guess we're going to with the next one. It's already set up in this, and they've announced it, Godzilla vs. Kong.
They're gonna use that stupid ass Kong from Skull Island. I hate that one.
I don't like him as much. I like this.
Peter Jackson's is a rad King Kong.
Was a great updated Kong, and that one who stands more. They made him bigger,
Right.
Because they knew he was going to need to fight Godzilla, so they
Right.
wanted him bigger because they made Godzilla so much bigger.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, but I mean, they kind of explain him in this. You know, they explain them all that they're these like radiation feeding off of. There's a whole. They eat radiation, and they just. All these monsters existed, and civilizations used to exist with them, coexisted with them. There's a whole mythology to this movie.
All I'm saying is fucking King Kong better Hulk the fuck out and get all electric charged and shit.
I have no idea how Kong could possibly beat Godzilla.
Well, they don't.
I mean, in the end, they're not
Yeah.
going. They're both going to survive. There's no way they're
Yeah.
going to kill them all. But
No, neither of them win in the original. But I just want to see some fucking electric hands
what
from
happened to the
Godzilla.
original? I haven't seen the original since I was a child.
They just basically end up fighting somewhere, and they just fight, and
Nobody wins.
nobody wins. King Kong gets hit by lightning, I think. Gets like electrocuted, and now he gets electricity powers in his hand, and he's just shocking Godzilla a lot. And then
Sorry,
the best thing about the original is the extended monkey arms in the costume of King Kong. So there's not like, it's just like a guy's hand holding
extended hand.
yeah, and he's like, oh, just flopping around everywhere.
Oh my god.
So, but yeah, and then they just kind of both fucking fall into the water and shit and whatever. Nobody wins.
Yeah. I like the Peter Jackson updated King Kong a lot.
Yes.
That movie is amazing. The whole island scenes are amazing. The monsters, the creatures, the way that people die in there in that jungle, it's fucking sick. Kong Skull Island, I enjoyed. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, it was
Enjoyed
okay.
It was okay. You know what? I will say this. I kind of feel like this MonsterVerse series is just okay. And I'm not sure exactly what's wrong. Like, this one's definitely the best one.
It's the storylines of the people. They get too thin of a plot, and they really try and make it interesting and too long. You're like, no, people want to see. The people are not the stars of these fucking movies. It's the monsters.
I will say this movie got that. This
Yeah.
movie is the first one that gets that we don't care about the people.
I don't give a fuck about them.
They got that those they are the supporting cast. But I will say it's still struggling to find its tone. The way, like, you know, I mean, even if the old movies were people in costumes running around, they're just fun.
Right.
They're so fucking fun
Right.
to watch.
That's
I mean, some of them are terrible, and
but-
some of them are
dude,
great.
But Peter Jackson,
Destroy All Monsters is great. You know,
Peter Jackson's Godzilla fucking nailed it though. That was a great fucking King Kong movie, or King Kong, yeah. Like,
I would watch Peter Jackson's Godzilla. I thought
fuck
it'd be
yeah.
fucking awesome.
Peter Jackson, if you're listening, I know we're like your favorite podcast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I mean, it's not like I'm like this series isn't working. Like, no, it's working. It's just
it's getting better.
Yeah,
slowly.
they're
It is-
starting to get it, and I hope that this movie kind of helps them along. But I think one of the biggest mistakes too is that I don't know why they're just like, let's make them big, the biggest one yet. Like, that does seem to be an American kind of approach, very stylistically American, like bigger is better, so our monsters have to be bigger, because that required Kong to be bigger, which I think kind of messed around with Kong Skull Island a little bit too much, because Kong doesn't need to be that big, and Godzilla wasn't originally that big, which is why them fighting before made sense. Now, but this one, Kong had to be humongous to fight the Godzilla, and I'm still wondering how he's going to fight fucking Godzilla. I guess he's gonna have to get hit with, we're gonna find out about special lightning Kong powers again, because otherwise that radioactive breath is just gonna burn the shit out of Kong.
Yeah. Well, he does get burned in it.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening. Or I almost wonder if they're gonna have to fight. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna end up fighting something else.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So they'll fight each other.
What's his name? The Hydra fucking dragon. Oh, what the fuck?
No, it's dead.
No, you didn't stay for the ending.
No,
huh?
I saw the ending
Oh.
with the head. Like,
Yeah.
I saw the
Yeah, well, it regenerates. So
tag. Yeah.
that's why they showed it.
Yeah.
So it's supposedly the rumor is that he's not gone,
Yeah.
which made me think, oh, okay, so like King Kong and Godzilla are gonna fight for a little bit, and then that guy's gonna pop up again and be like, oh shit, hey dude, this guy's like bad, and he wants to kill both of us, so like we should team up and fight him, and that's what I think it's gonna be. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and yet, if they do it right, I'm in for it.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
I'm 100% in.
You know, I just want Mothra to come back. You know,
Mothra's gonna come back.
She gave her life for her king.
I thought that was a little bullshit.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed when Mothra died. I was
So
like, oh.
yeah, so easily. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
No,
You're dead now?
I didn't see a reason for Mothra to go. I think Mothra could have survived to the end of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler: Mothra dies.
But she had to die so she could fucking juice up Godzilla to make him.
Yeah, I get that too, and I felt like that could have happened without her death. You know, like that could have been one of the things that their coexisting relationship they talked about.
Yeah.
Like,
That part I was like, wait.
I was
What?
actually half expecting her to like hook into him, and then
Like, he'd be a fly-
she'd
yeah.
be flying him or something like super ridiculous. Like it's Mothra Godzilla. You know, it's like
Should have been.
That would have been kind of
But
awesome.
no, she just fucking disintegrated and
Yeah,
oozed into Godzilla.
Rodan was awesome.
Yes. That's cool.
I thought Rodan's entire execution was cool. I like the behemoth creature. They said they put that one in to give it like a sloth mixed with a mammoth feel because all of them tend to be insects or reptiles, and I thought that was cool. So, yeah, man.
I mean, it was good.
It was sweet. So what are we giving it? 30, it's a good shorter episode, so
Yeah.
it's time. What are we giving this one?
I think the kid is gonna give it 3 cute, adorable little zombie candy corns.
3.
Yeah, I think Shotzi would probably agree because she liked it. There was more monsters, so she thought that was cool. So I think she'd probably do like a
The part she was awake for.
3. Yeah.
I'm gonna agree. 3 across the board. Totally agree. It's good.
It was
It's
fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's not as fun as the Meg,
No.
which is not as fun as any old badass monster movie, and which is not as fun as Peter Jackson's King Kong, which would
No.
definitely be 5.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's King Kong, I have.
It was an excellent execution of what King Kong.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best,
Yeah.
quote unquote modern kaiju movies. Is King Kong.
Why don't
Peter Jackson's King Kong.
and this brings me back to all these fucking remakes that they're doing. Like,
He looks pained while he's talking.
oh
about
my
this.
god,
He
it's
literally
like
looks
it's like
he's in
fucking
pain.
hemorrhoids. If you've ever had hemorrhoids, it's fucking just like this. It's like fucking a hemorrhoid.
I should not have started drinking while you were saying that. Okay.
But so Peter Jackson remakes King Kong. He remakes King Kong. Just update some shit.
Yeah.
Story's the same.
He even made it take place in the 30s.
Yeah, everything. Kept it fucking legit. And then you get all these other ones that are doing it. Like, there's a way to do it and do it the same as the original and make it cool because Peter Jackson fucking did it.
Kong Skull Island is a fun movie. They're all fun movies. It's just, it feels very much like a B movie. It feels like an updated, like, 70s King Kong B movie.
Yeah.
You know, or late 60s.
Yeah.
Like, one they made then that's not as good as the oldest ones, but it's still, like, kind of fun, you know. Yeah. That's what I feel like. These are all fun.
Yeah, there's
There's a lot of humans in that one, but
yeah, and again, that one I didn't.
it's just so hard because, you know, they have those weird little monsters in Kong Skull Island that he's fighting, keeping down in the pits. And I know they're supposed to be awesome, and it's cool to see a new animal, new animal design, monster design. But you're just not going to top Peter Jackson's, like, T-Rex King Kong fight.
No.
Like, that is such an incredible sequence. Like, if you haven't seen it, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go watch that sequence. You go watch it on YouTube. The entire fight between King Kong and 2, like, I think they're called V-Rexes, actually. Technically speaking, they're not T-Rexes, they're V-Rexes. And it's awesome. Yeah. And it looks amazing. It's totally CGI, obviously, but it's awesome.
Well, that's the thing. It's all done in bright ass daylight.
Yeah, you see everything.
That CGI stands up against anything I've fucking seen.
Well, it was Weta Workshop, the Peter Jackson's own company.
Yeah.
They did great. It's some of the best.
But
it's
I mean,
the best. That's one of the guys who did Lord of the Rings. It's the best of the best.
Yeah. So I'm like, man.
They did that movie fresh off of Lord of the Rings. That's what they were working on, and I mean, it shows.
It definitely does.
But I mean, and this looks good too. It is mostly in the dark. Except that air battle is pretty awesome. Yeah, man. 3. Solid 3. But since we're gonna do a bonus, let's do the other. Godzilla 2014.
It's like a 2.
I would say 2.5.
Yeah, because
It's
there's
not terrible.
the last 30 minutes of the monsters are cool, but everything before that, it's like, I don't give a fuck.
It kind of saves it. It kind of saves it.
That's the thing with these fucking movies. It's like, the stories aren't compelling enough
Yeah.
for me to give a shit.
Well, I
I'm
just
like,
didn't
don't
care about that soldier getting home. I just didn't care.
I don't care about any of them.
But I liked all the monster scenes, but they cut away from some of them. I mean, the train scene in Godzilla 2014 was great, where it was fighting the other monsters. What are they called? Mutus. Anyway, then
They need to make a fucking Gamera movie.
But the Hawaii battle when Godzilla first shows up, they literally cut away.
Yeah.
And then they only show us that that the creature ran away and Godzilla went into the water on a quick TV clip as the main characters are talking, and that's supposed to excuse us. That's supposed to make us forgive it. So that really infuriated me. Now I do own that movie. I have a copy of it because, again, like this one, the effects are great. The monsters look great. The battles that they show are cool, and the last 30 minutes kind of saves the whole thing. Because when they go at it, it's awesome. Kong Skull Island.
So that's another 2 for me because there's just the storyline didn't make enough sense, and I'm like for the people, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. None of the actors were really like compelling. Well, except for what's his nuts.
Guy who plays Loki. Oh no, I know who you were talking about. You're gonna say John.
Dr. Steve Brule.
Yeah, we're talking about John C. Reilly.
Yes.
That's who we're talking about. As Hank Marlowe, the stranded,
the captain or whatever,
the castaway, the guy who's stuck there.
I mean, he was like entertaining, just because John C. Reilly's entertaining, and I'm like, okay. But everyone else, I'm like, I don't care about these people.
Yeah, I would say for me,
and then they had that weird like love interest that wasn't a love interest, kind of deal going. I'm like, wait, what?
I guess I would have said that one's 2.5. It's not as good as this one, but it's better than Godzilla 2014.
And I hated King Kong in that. Like, I hated that.
I don't know if I like the Kong being.
It was too Planet of the Apes for me. And
well, he's just standing up straight, and he's. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I like it more than you, but not. I don't want to seem like I hate any of these movies because, again, I own that movie. Like, I guess I'm on board. You make a cool looking monster movie, I'm buying it. Problems and all, warts and all. But I guess I would say the same thing. I would say Godzilla 2014, 2 stars. Not 2 stars. Sorry, 2 cute, cuddly, horrible, monstrous zombie candy corns. And then for Kong Skull Island, I would give it a 2.5 because it's fun and it's better than Godzilla, but not much, about the same. But John C. Reilly kind of elevates it.
More interesting characters for sure.
Yeah, he's fun. Yeah, the characters, I cared about the characters a little bit more. And then I would say this Godzilla King of the Monsters is a solid 3.
Yeah. So
they're getting better. I'll stick with that. I'm comfortable with those ratings.
Slow progression.
Yeah.
Is better than no progression, I suppose. They just need to use the old one.
Godzilla, that first one, the first 5.
Yeah.
5. It for the time period where they made that movie, what they were trying to say, like the themes they were trying to share about nuclear, like having them being hit by the fallout and the bomb, and like how they were what they were trying to explain, how it looks, how they were able to pull off the look of the monster. 5 stars for that movie for sure. Godzilla. Original King Kong, 5 stars. Also incredibly creative work on behalf of everybody. Not all of those monster movies get automatic 5 stars.
I mean, some of them are just fucking bad.
Yeah, there's plenty of bad ones. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, if it's old, it's great.
No,
there's.
I mean, most Godzilla and like all the kaiju stuff. I mean, Gamera, like you know what I mean, like all that.
Mostly terrible.
Mostly terrible, but you're not watching it for cinematic masterpieceism. You're watching because it's fun and stupid.
Yeah, I like just putting them on.
Yeah, so
but
it is what it is. But yeah, they're missing that part with these new movies.
They're
making them fun. They're getting better. They're fun, but
they're fun.
They need to camp it up a little more.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe get Bruce Campbell to be in it or something. Like, just like start chewing up scenery and having fun with it. Like, be ridiculous.
Speaking of Bruce Campbell, side note, dude. So, I belong to some of these horror groups.
Yes.
On the Facebook.
On the Book of Faces.
That I always get banned from.
Yes.
And get deleted from.
Yes. You are very popular.
Yeah, to the overlord Zuckerberg, he's like, this motherfucker. Someone in there was saying how Army of Darkness is just terrible because they were talking about Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 and how Army of Darkness was just, oh, that's like the worst. And a few people were like, yeah, that's like the worst out of all of them. And they're just, oh, like it totally, fucking made a left turn from all the, the original one was like creepy and like supposed to be scary. But a lot of other people were like, dude, that's the Ash we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ashley J. Williams is so fucking popular. Not because of that first movie.
No.
And then, in my comment, which I try not to get in these Facebook arguments anymore because it just usually gets me banned.
Yes.
But I was like, obviously, the second one, in Army of Darkness, were the movies Raimi and Campbell always wanted to make.
Right.
The campy, fantasy, fucking horror, slapstick thing. The first one, no one wants that pussy Ash Williams. He sucked. Like, that character, such a whiny bitch. And
I enjoy all of the Evil Dead
yes,
world movies, including the new one. I agree. The first one was made, and I find it interesting that when they got a chance to make another one, they were just like, let's remake. We're going to call it Evil Dead 2, but we're going to remake the first one.
right.
But they remade it the way they wanted, and they had thought about it, and they had a little more money, and they could do something
That's
a
what
little
they
better.
wanted to do.
And then that led to Army of Darkness, which is a love letter to Ray Harryhausen.
Right.
Like, that is a straight up
And
campy...
I said, out of the three, the first one's actually the odd man out of that.
Yeah, it is. And then the series, I actually think is a great ending.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would have loved it to go on longer, but you know what? It captures that energy of the third of the Army of Darkness and carries it right through, and that's great. And then I even love the remake because they love remaking themselves, but I like how they did it. We've never done that movie. That would be one that I'd like to talk about.
The remake of Evil Dead?
Yeah, because it's a practical effects, amazing. It's amazing practical effects, but there's plenty of things you can criticize too. Like, it's a movie that there's lots to talk about.
And I will.
Yeah, I know you will. But there's lots to talk about. And
Yes.
I like movies like that. I like when there's things you really love about it and things you really hate about it. I almost am more bummed when we agree. When we all agree.
I think everyone else is. They want to hear us argue.
Yeah, they don't want us to agree.
Fucking assholes out there. You just want us to fight and cause division. Ugh.
But I mean, I think we are in agreement about Godzilla, the king of the monsters. Worth seeing. Not going to change your life, but it's worth
Fun.
seeing.
Pack
It's
a
fun.
lunch, though. It's long.
It's long, or watch it at home where you can get up and go.
Pause it.
But it's one of those movies, I can already tell, it's definitely going to be one of those movies that I put on while I'm working on stuff and just run, because I'm going to look up at it and be stoked what I see.
Well, the thing, this is the weird thing about it. It almost makes the first one obsolete, like it doesn't even exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're gonna watch one, just watch that, since it doesn't really have anything to do with the first one, aside from
The origin story of the family that is the human family.
yeah, like, oh, Godzilla, he destroyed a city once, and that's how everyone knows. Like, that's really the only thing that the first one had to do with.
No, they just say
you
that,
know.
oh yeah, we know, everybody knows that these monsters exist.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but nobody knows that these monsters exist, like all these others. They're all top secret. Anyway, there you go, guys. We like it. It's fun, but we don't love it, but we like it a lot. So
yeah, you little jagoffs, go see it.
go see it. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Once again, my name is Dominic. My friend Screamin' E.
Yeah.
Shotzi Blackheart couldn't be here today because she's.
Hey, look! Lick my balls and suck my nut sacks.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what we were waiting for.
Yeah.
Lick my balls and suck my nutsacks.
It's a little redundant, but hey, redundancy is funny sometimes.
We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much. You've been listening to Monster Candy Podcast. Want to find out more about the show? Find us on the web at monstercandypodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Monster Candy Podcast. And you can find our Twitter at MonsterCNDYPC. Hey, we couldn't fit the whole name. What do you want from us? Let us know what you think of the show, and if we're right or if we're wrong, or what you want us to tackle next. We want to hear from you. Well, Shotzi and I do, but I can promise that E doesn't really care. To find out more about Shotzi Blackheart and her professional wrestling, follow her Twitter at Shotzi Black or her Instagram at Shotzi Blackheart. You can follow Screamin' E's band, the Memphis Murder Men, on Facebook at TMMM official page or his Instagram at Screamin' E. That's screaming with no G, add the E. For me, Dominic Davy, you can find my artwork at dominicdavy.com, my band Tsunami Bomb at tsunamibomb.net, and you can hear my other podcast, 3 Gigs, at 3gigspodcast.com or on the same platform you're hearing this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Monster Candy Podcast.